Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I think it's time to kind of bring back something that I used to do, which is the political vlogs. Because I think it's something that we need as a society. I need to be able to throw my voice out there. I think my voice and the voice of so many others needs to be heard. Especially when you take into account where we currently sit as a nation. This nation is falling apart. You got rioters, you got people looting, you got all this destruction and chaos happening over the death of George Floyd. Now, the argument is being made, you're invalidating your cause by rioting. And that was the stance I once took. It's in a video back in 2017, I said something along those lines about the people who were protesting and rioting the inauguration of Donald Trump as president. However, I look at the words of, for instance, Martin Luther King, who said, rioting is the language of the unheard. And then I also take into account, as much as I don't like the guy, Colin Kaepernick, he took a knee to protest police brutality and the systemic and inherent racism within this country. Now, here's the thing with that. I can understand why people would be upset. Because you feel it is... Actually, I don't understand. Let's be real. Because you say that it was disrespecting the flag, disrespecting the members of our armed forces. Yet, the members of our armed forces said that they believe that that type of protest is valid and necessary. Because it is a peaceful protest. Additionally, taking a knee is known as a sign of respect. What do you do when you go to propose? You take a knee. What do you do in church? You kneel. Like, when someone gets hurt on the football field, you take a knee. When someone gets hurt in combat, you take a knee. It is a sign of respect. A sign of solidarity to whatever cause it is. Now, Colin Kaepernick was showing solidarity both to as a sign of respect. Colin Kaepernick took a knee as a sign of respect for the flag, but also to raise a point that there is police brutality going on in this country. To raise the point that there is an inherent and systemic racism that is not being addressed. And you guys told me he can't do that. Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, I at one point wore a shirt to stand up for someone who got kind of choked out. I can't remember the name offhand, I apologize. He wore a shirt that says, I can't breathe. And you told him, that's not an acceptable way to protest. Every step of the way that these people have tried to protest police brutality and systemic and inherent racism that is still widely apparent and known and visible within this country, we told them that their protests weren't valid, that they needed to go about it the right way. What the hell is the right way? Really? They have tried time and time again to make their voices heard in this matter. And have been told, that's not the right way to go about it. You can't protest that way. I would listen to your protest if you did it the right way. What is the right way anymore? You guys don't even know. I can tell you that much. You guys have no clue what the right way to protest is. And that's because there isn't one. Protests are valid in their own way. How you choose to protest is valid in its own way. The fact that they had to resort to rioting tells you the fact that this has gone unheard for way too long. We have continued to ignore the issues that have been getting raised for years. And that's not okay. It's time to take a step back, and rather than argue, oh, they shouldn't be rioting, listen to what they are trying to tell you. Rioting is the voice of the unheard. What is being unheard here? The fact that there is still an immense racism within this country. The fact that justice does not work the same way for a black man as it does for a white man. You may not think that that is the case, but it is. Black men are incarcerated at a higher rate than white men for the same crimes, put in jail for much longer for the same crimes. This is something we need to start actually addressing. We cannot keep putting it off and saying, we'll address it later when they decide to protest it correctly. The longer that we put off addressing these issues, addressing the police brutality, addressing the racism within this country, until we address them, this is not going away. This pain and this anger felt by Americans, the fact that their country will not protect them, will not go away. Now, as a white male, I cannot even begin to understand what the black community is going through. Now, I'm not going to try to act like I do. But I do know that there's a lot of pain and a lot of anger there. Based off the fact they have been ignored for so long on something that matters. Their lives. But it doesn't matter to the people who matter. And that's the problem. Our government has been stoking this war for a while now. We need to come together as a country and call for real change. We can't wait for our government to do it, because our government isn't going to do it. Petitions aren't going to do it. Petitions don't do anything. We need to stand together, raise our voice, and start making changes ourselves. To all those running for government this year, as it is a big election year, I urge you to stand on the fact that justice for all should be a platform. And not just a platform that you speak of and then never address. I want you guys to actually address it. Because this country needs healing. This country needs to come together more now than ever, almost any other time in our history. There are people afraid right now that we may be going towards another civil war. Because our country is so widely divided right now and we need to fix it. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. We cannot wait on our government to do it. I sincerely hope our government starts acting and working to fix the divide. But it starts with us, the civilians, the citizens of this once possibly maybe great nation. I don't know, because we've had a lot of problems in our history. I don't know if we can ever look at this country at one point in our history and say, yes, it was actually great. We always had some major things to improve. Racism has never gone away. Racism is still alive and well. And I don't know if we are looking down on members of our own country, whether it be for race, sexual orientation, anything like that, then are we really a great nation? I won't go into the rest of the politics that go with that thought of are we a great nation right now. But seriously, I urge you guys, stand together rather than be divided on this. The fact that there are riots happening is a sign that this message has been ignored for far too long. It's time we start listening and raising our voices. I know I'm bringing back these political videos. I don't know the frequency or what. They'll probably just be bonus content videos like this one. But it's something that we need to do as a nation. Today, a peaceful protest is happening in my hometown. I have chosen not to partake due to COVID concerns, considering what I have in my household. But to those who are protesting in my town, be safe, but don't let them silence you. Yesterday, I decided to take part in Blackout Tuesday. This was a last-minute decision. I made it at like 11:30 after seeing that a bunch of people, that this was something that actually was happening. A bunch of people were choosing to take part in it. I think it was something that we needed to do. The idea behind Blackout Tuesday was to listen and to learn. No putting out content. It started with music, but then it came over into the content creators world too. Nothing goes out. I may be small. I may not have the greatest following here. But I believe that if you can't stand for something, then you stand for nothing. And this is something I'm willing to stand for. So it may damage me. How I am damaged my channel because I missed a day of my daily content. But it's worth it to try and bring awareness to something that needs awareness. I sincerely hope every single person that is out protesting, whether you're doing the rioting or the peaceful protest, whatever avenue you're taking, I sincerely hope you stay safe. Don't let them silence your voice. To all the good cops out there, thank you. Speak up. Start denouncing all the bad cops. Stop letting them rise. Stop letting them be. Because this wasn't an isolated incident with Derek Chauvin. There were 3 other cops involved in this incident that did nothing. To me, they are also bad cops. Every cop that has let him get away with he has done bad things in the past. Every cop that let him get away with bad things in the past and did not speak up against it, to me, you're a bad cop too. It's not time to stay silent. It's time to speak up against those bad cops that are giving you, good cops, such a bad reputation. They're giving you guys such a bad reputation, and the good cops do not deserve it. So please, speak out. Make your voices heard too. I've heard some stories of protests where cops basically told the protesters, "Listen, we're not against you. We don't want to fight you here. What can we do to help you?" And that's great, because they understand that this isn't a fight between good cops and the world. This is a fight against police brutality from the bad cops. Racism from bad cops. And it's something that needs to end. It's time to stop being silent. Stop letting ourselves be silenced on topics that need to be discussed. Nowadays, you're told, oh, you can't talk politics with people. You can't talk... A lot of people are saying you can't talk religion, you can't talk sports. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot handle a discussion anymore. Because we don't discuss these topics. We need to be able to start discussing this. Stop letting them silence you. Speak up, be heard, and be safe. Thank you, and God bless.